Hey there, besties. So, in light of the recent situation with the two kids in Detroit, it looks like there's a whole slew of new stories that are coming out, making their way to the news stations, and they seem to have something in common. Now, I know that the community does not like to address things that are actually true and will follow up with, but what people do it too. But I really don't think that that is where we should be taking this conversation. I want to know where your leaders are. You know, the Owls, the Jamal Bryants now, the Ricky, the Clown. Where are they at with this? They keep you focused on what white people are doing and telling you that you can't do anything because of white supremacy, discrimination, and racism. And yet here we are here where they're helping out in no way, shape, or form with this. Black Lives Matter is not coming through with helping with anything, any way, shape, or anything like that. So when I say, maybe get married, not have children, plan your children, plan your life, plan your income and things that nature, it's you don't know. And I know that everybody's story is different, but more times than not, the story is the damn same. So don't go with the few, go with the most and see what it is that we could maybe learn from that. Out here fighting for DEI when it's just a program and not a law is not going to help anybody except for white women and ABCDs. But y'all continue to fight. Let's see what's going on here. This is from Fox 2 Detroit. Mother of two in need of housing spotlights demand for Detroit area shelters. Actually, before I get into it, because I know this will be Donald Trump's fault, where are the local leaders, the politicians, the aldermen, and all those people that are in the actual state and city to help out with doing anything for this? No one ever wants to spotlight them and what their actions are and what it is that they are or are not doing, but want to make sure that they take the far reach as the actual problem. But let's hear what it is.
It's peekaboo and patty cake. 1-year-old Kiera plays with her mom, Dana Bledsoe, while 9-year-old Nakia watches TV. Their belongings in bags on the floor. This is one of the many families in need of housing.
Everybody is saying that we're full.
Raquel Bledsoe is Dana's sister. She says she's been trying to find a safe place for them to go. Right now, they're with her, but she rents a flat in Detroit and they can't stay.
I've called multiple shelters. I've called in Sterling Heights, I've called in Warren, I've called in Detroit, I've called Wayne Metro.
Bledsoe says her sister is cognitively impaired and used to live with their grandmother, who passed away a couple of years ago.
I don't want to keep the kid on the screen, so that's why I'm backtracking it. We have some cognitive disabilities. Okay, they said it. I'm just reiterating what I heard. And with cognitive disabilities, we still can manage to have children. So where that baby daddy at? Because when I ask it, it's a problem. But when y'all ask it, it's okay. Not y'all. You know what I'm saying? This is a baby. I don't even think it's it's a 1-year-old baby. But no daddy, nobody to help from that perspective, or the 9-year-old's daddy either. Where they at? What they doing? What's going on in their life? Does anyone think that they work at the Wells Fargo as a VP? I'm just asking questions. I want people to give me some honest answers as to what it is that they think that is going on here and what the problems are, instead of attacking me for talking about said TV program that put this mess out here.
Paired and used to live with their grandmother, who passed away a couple of years ago. Dana had nowhere to go then either.
She was in the shelter for a year, and then it's just like after that, it was just like, that's it.
It's been a challenge to find housing for the mother and her daughters, children the same age as the little ones who froze to death in their minivan in the casino garage earlier this week. Their mother had asked the city for help with shelter, but didn't get it, highlighting the urgent need for housing and resources for families.
Remember when Kevin Samuels used to talk about this? You didn't want to hear from him. I talk about it. You don't want to hear from me. But when these news programs put it up here, everybody's got all the empathy and sympathy in the world for everyone. Remember during C-19 where they said that you didn't have to pay your rent, you didn't have to pay your mortgages, but the caveat was you had to catch up on it when the pandemic was over, and nobody wanted to hear that. Remember when the news program came on about Black women being the highest evicted, and then you say, but white people do it too. Now, how blaming someone else Makes that situation any better? I have no idea. Remember when I spoke about getting your stuff together, making a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C because things always go wrong because that's what life is about? Remember when I said that maybe we should use birth control? Not we. People should use birth control. No one talks about birth control. The only thing they talk about is AB. So in essence, it's saying that you can continue to go get your freak on any old way you want to, but just know that you could just turn around and go get some ABs. That's what Cam ran on. Remember when Cam was over there and did her first news conference or whatever at the AB clinic and all the women's were so happy. Women's. Yes, sis, go, sis. Yeah, sis, go, sis. All the ways of protecting yourself and ensuring that you don't get pregnant, and the only thing that y'all want to do is get ABs, and you're mad at that because you think the government is in control of your body, is in your body. But now that this situation is here, you want the government to come to your rescue to try to help you with your non-housing situation. How does that work exactly? When you need it, you want it. When you don't, you poo-poo it. That kind of seems like with relationships. You want all of the money, but then you don't want the accountability when said person giving you money wants you to do something for them. It's called give and take. Give and take. But somewhere, somehow, that got lost in the message around here in the 2000s, it looks like, going into 2025. It's just a gimme, because I'm me. And somehow, some way, the message of no one gives a F about you but you. And same goes with your kids. I'm not necessarily talking about this woman on the screen or any of the other women. I'm just saying we got kids excuse wasn't working 3 years ago when we initially covered it. It's definitely not going to work now. And it's got nothing to do with Joe Biden, Trump, Obama, the Clintons, or anybody else. It has to do with the community non-focused on things that really will help and matter while whining and complaining that someone else is the problem while you create these situations all on your own. But child, what do I know? Come on.
They'll say, oh, it's places available. They're not available. It's unfortunate that kids had to pass away for her to get some attention, to get some attention.
Fox 2 is in the process of reaching out to multiple shelters to see if we can find some long-term placement and care for this family.
How is it that they think that they're going to make shelter available if the shelters are already filled? First of all, it's winter. Second of all, it's Detroit. No shade. But how much resources do you think that they have there? And then I don't know how close it is to Flint, Michigan, child. If I'm not mistaken, they still got issues with the damn water. Y'all can't get the damn water under control. And we've known about that for many years. But y'all think that you're going to force someone to take some daggone kids? And shelters are there as temporary as well. You can't stay there forever. They said the woman was already in the damn shelter for a year. They said the woman was already in the damn shelter for a year. So she had to go. And even though she was in the shelter and the grandmother passed a few years ago, she was able to figure out a way to have another child. I know that's not on her. That's not her fault. I know. I'm sure it's Trump's fault.
But here's how overwhelmed the system is. Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries shelter for women and children is full with 45 women and 80 children. The Samaritas shelter in Westland has a waiting list of 900 people. We also contacted the mayor's office, and they are reaching out to resources as well. Earlier this week, after the tragedy, Mayor Mike Duggan promised this.
Now, before Mike talks, because I don't know who this person is, but it looks like we're about to know Mike Duggins in Michigan. Remember when the asylum seekers came, the newcomers, and Brandon Johnson and Mayor Adams and whatchamacallit in California was welcoming everyone. Come on in, come on over. We got you. They was giving out all those food stamps, all that money, a cash assistance, the hotels and all that. Remember all that? Child, and y'all still fighting for those people to stay. No shade against them, but what I'm saying is that you're not even getting the help and the resources that you want. You got a 900 person waiting list. We already know that Section 8 wait forever and ever and ever in order to possibly get your name pulled. But y'all was all welcoming and okay with all them daggone migrants to come here. And now that it's time for them to go, you still mad about that. Like, I need someone to help me understand how this back and forthness really works. Those resources can be freed up to help Americans here in the housing crisis that we've that's been here well before even Joe Biden. But somehow, some way, it's Donald Trump's fault, Joe Biden's fault, C-19, That C-19 just showed how bad the situation was. Again, what do I know? Come on, Mike.
I want to make sure that when people call, they get very clear options. Are we doing everything to make sure people in this city know how to access this critical care?
It's help that can't come soon enough. In Detroit, Amy Lang, Fox 2 News.
Well, good luck to this woman and this child until we see what the next, not her, what the next situation is going to be, because there's more stories that are coming out now being highlighted. And here's the thing, while it's good that there's a light on the situation in light of the tragedy, but really, how soon does anyone think that anything is going to actually happen? And while the governor has come out and said whatever the hell it is that he just said, because it didn't seem like anything that's like, oh, okay, help is on the way. We're the more local, feet on the ground people. See, these politicians, when they was out here berating landlords, telling them that you gonna take what we say and you gonna shut the F up and you gonna let them stay there for the free and all that, they should have been putting in programs to incentivize landlords to rent to either people on Section 8 or homeless people, or people in this situation, I should say, that need help, not necessarily homeless, but women and children, to help them and give them incentives in order to make sure that they get paid, they can pay and cover their bills and then cover any repairs if/when necessary. But no, not that. Shame and blame them. So what do y'all think? You think they stayed in the business? Do you think that may be a part of the problem as well? If you're going to force me to take money that's not going to cover anything, you're going to force me to keep people in that can't pay the daggone rent. You're going to force me to be responsible to pay my mortgage and to pay insurances and taxes and everything else timely, or I'm going to get hit with fines, possibly get out of business, pay for a business insurance license, have insurance, and all the things that come along with having a business, even if it is landlording. But you're going to hold me accountable, but not the people that need the actual help. Do y'all see where the problem might be? Anyway, like I always say, child, what the hell do I know? But y'all let me know what you think. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. I see you all in the next one.
No better than to feed me anything, because I do not